Jeff is an online taxi driver. His life changes after he helps many people, including a homeless man, his passengers, and those around him. Today, he picked up 2 students from school who were going home. It was Jeff's first day working as an online taxi driver. After he finished taking the 2 students home, he met his mother at a cafe. They talked, and Jeff's mother asked the usual questions about how he was and how his job at the office was going. Jeff explained that he had been fired, which shocked his mother. He told her that he had become an online taxi driver, but his mother didn't think the profession suited him. However, Jeff was determined to stick with it and enjoy his new job. Before he left, Jeff's mother gave him a bottle of her homemade health potion to keep him healthy. Jeff returned to his flat, where he lived with his girlfriend, Samantha. He told Samantha about his day as an online taxi driver and his meeting with his mother at the cafe. The next day, Jeff started his day as an online taxi driver again. He picked up a passenger, a man who was heading to a reunion with his friends. Suddenly, Jeff's car broke down. The man was angry because he was going to be late. Jeff apologized and refunded his money, asking the man not to give him a bad rating on his online taxi account. Whoa, hey, what's going on? The man exclaimed. Have you ever gotten a 0-star rating? I need to get to my meeting now. What a piece of junk car. After the man left, a homeless man offered to help push Jeff's car to the side of the road. Jeff thanked him but explained that he had no money left to pay for his services, as he had already refunded all his earnings to the earlier passenger. Hearing this, the homeless man left. That day, Jeff was very sad. He told Samantha what had happened. His car broke down, and he needed to pay $1,000 for repairs. However, Samantha was surprisingly happy. She revealed that she was planning to give Jeff a car. Jeff asked where Samantha got the car. She explained that she had a friend from India named Kumar. Kumar was returning to India and had left his car with Samantha. He also allowed Samantha to use the car. Because of this, Samantha wanted Jeff to use Kumar's car for a while so he could continue his work. That day, Jeff worked using Kumar's car. His passenger was a woman, and they chatted during the ride. Suddenly, Jeff stopped the car because he saw the homeless man who had helped him the previous day. Jeff wanted to thank him again and gave him some money to show his gratitude. The homeless man looked happy and thanked Jeff. Jeff continued his work and dropped off his passenger at her destination. As the woman got out of the car, Jeff noticed some money on the passenger seat. He asked the woman if it was hers, but she replied that it wasn't. Jeff took the money, puzzled by its origin. That night, Jeff told Samantha about the incident. He was still confused about what had happened. Samantha suggested that perhaps it was a stroke of luck. The next day, Jeff continued his job as usual. He picked up another passenger and saw the homeless man again. They chatted for a while, and Jeff gave him a packet of food, which made the homeless man happy. While dropping off his passengers, Jeff helped them with their belongings and noticed several plastic bags filled with food in the trunk. He asked the passenger about the food, but the passenger said it wasn't his. Jeff brought the food home, and Samantha was confused about where he got so much food. Jeff explained that he found it in the trunk of the car. They discussed the mysterious money and food they had been receiving and wondered where it all came from. Samantha asked if someone had been putting the items in the car on purpose, but Jeff said no one had. He decided to prove it the next day. Before leaving for work, Jeff asked Samantha if she needed new shoes. Samantha replied that she did because her old ones were worn out. Jeff took Samantha's old shoes and went to work. When Jeff came home from work, he had lots of new shoes. Samantha was thrilled, thinking Jeff had bought them, but he explained that he found them all in the trunk of the car. Jeff realized that his good fortune was connected to the homeless man. Every time he gave the homeless man something, he received 10 times more in return. When Jeff gave him Samantha's old shoes, he found many new shoes in the car's trunk. Jeff concluded that the homeless man was like his lucky charm. Jeff and Samantha celebrated their happiness from Jeff's newfound luck. One day, noticing their wine supply was running low, Jeff planned to give the homeless man a bottle of wine. The next day, Jeff activated his online taxi account and picked up a famous musician, whom Jeff and Samantha were big fans of. Jeff called Samantha to share the exciting news. On the way, Jeff saw the homeless man and gave him a bottle of wine. When Jeff returned home, he had a box of wine with him. In the following days, Jeff continued to give the homeless man items, and each time he received 10 times more in return. Samantha then had an idea. She suggested giving the homeless man money to see if they would get 10 times more back. Jeff agreed. The next day, Jeff planned to give the homeless man $1,000 but decided to work as usual first. While dropping off passengers, Jeff met the homeless man and gave him the money before leaving. After work, Jeff met his girlfriend, and sure enough, he found a lot of money. Samantha was very happy. They intended to meet the homeless man again for more money, but they couldn't find him. Instead, they encountered a different homeless person, whom Jeff did not give money to. The homeless man looked annoyed. In the following days, Jeff searched for the homeless man he usually met. At home, Jeff discussed with Samantha that he hadn't seen the homeless man for a few days. Jeff's mother called and asked him to meet her, so they met at a cafe where she gave him a homemade potion again. Jeff shared with his mother the incidents he had experienced since becoming an online taxi driver, including his lucky day after helping a homeless person. He mentioned that he hadn't been as lucky lately because he hadn't seen the homeless man for several days. His mother suggested that maybe Jeff was experiencing instant karma, as she had read on social media. She explained that doing good should not be limited to one person and advised Jeff to continue being kind to everyone. Jeff took his mother's advice. One day, he got a passenger who turned out to be his own mother. While dropping her off, Jeff tried to give a bottle of herbal medicine to a passerby, but the person refused. Later, Jeff met another homeless man and handed him a bottle of the herbs. Jeff's mother also gave the homeless man some money, making him very happy. When Jeff got home, he didn't bring anything, which was unusual. Jeff and Samantha started arguing about his misfortune. Jeff mentioned helping another homeless man but not getting any luck in return. His girlfriend checked the passenger's seat and found several bottles of herbal medicine and some money. The next day, Jeff got another passenger, who was the mayor. When they reached the destination, Jeff gave the mayor a stick of gum, and the mayor thanked him for the gift. Moments later, Jeff picked up an old woman, and when he opened the back door, he found a few sticks of gum. He took the woman to her destination and gave her a shawl, which she appreciated. At home, Jeff showed Samantha the passenger seat, which was full of the items he had gotten that day. Samantha told him that his car had been repaired and was ready to be driven, so Jeff no longer needed to use Kumar's car. Jeff used his own car and picked up a violent woman who scared him because she had just beaten someone up. She pulled out a gun and demanded something from Jeff. Frightened, Jeff told her to take whatever she wanted from his car. The woman also asked for money, and Jeff gave it to her. She remarked how easy it was to get things with a gun. Frightened, Jeff handed over everything she asked for, trying to keep the situation calm. After doing a good deed, Jeff told Samantha about the incident and intended to check the trunk of his car. As usual, after Jeff did a good deed, he expected to come home with some good luck. But this time, Jeff was surprised because he didn't find anything in the trunk of his car. Jeff discussed his misfortune with Samantha and mentioned what his mother said about instant karma. Jeff always had good luck when he used Kumar's car, but his luck seemed to vanish when he switched cars. He thought it might be because Kumar's car brought him luck, so he decided to return to using it. Jeff stopped to give money to a homeless man. After dropping off a passenger, Jeff met his friend Emilio at a park. Emilio shared that his mother had cancer, and Jeff gave him $1,000 for her medical expenses. The next day, Jeff wore a t-shirt with instant karma written on it and went to work. Out of the blue, Jeff met the homeless man he usually saw. Jeff invited him into the car to talk. They arrived at a place and chatted, and Jeff learned the homeless man's name was Harry. Jeff asked why Harry had been missing for a few days, and Harry explained that other homeless people, jealous of the help Jeff gave him, had beaten him. Jeff, concerned for Harry, offered him a place to live and some money for his daily needs, hoping he could find a decent job. Harry was very happy. That evening, Jeff celebrated his lucky day with Samantha. When Jeff and Samantha got home, Emilio called, asking to borrow more money. Jeff explained to Samantha that he had given Emilio money for his mother's medical expenses, but Emilio had used it for gambling and now needed more. Jeff decided to lend him another $1,000. Jeff activated his online taxi account and picked up a passenger named Clint, who looked very fierce. After that, Jeff went to Emilio to lend him the money. Jeff continued his journey with Clint, and upon arriving at their destination, Jeff helped Clint get his bag out of the car. After Clint left, Jeff found the bag was full of money. Jeff came home and showed Samantha the money, attributing his luck to helping Emilio. The next day, Jeff and Samantha cleaned the car, hoping to maintain their good luck. Suddenly, an unknown number called Jeff. It was Clint, who claimed Jeff had taken his bag full of money and threatened him if it wasn't returned. Clint was holding Emilio hostage and promised to kill him if the money wasn't returned. Jeff, confused, checked the car again and found something beside it. It was a statue of Shani, the god of karma, which they had taken out of Kumar's car while cleaning. Jeff researched the statue and learned it was the source of his luck. When the statue was removed from the car, Jeff's troubles began. Jeff and Samantha went to meet Clint. As expected, Emilio was held hostage. Clint also took Jeff and Samantha hostage. Clint gave Jeff a choice written on a piece of paper: be killed or be released and return with Clint's money. Jeff asked to be untied first, then chose a paper, crumpled it, and swallowed it. The remaining paper said, let them go. Jeff untied his girlfriend, and they ran away with Clint and his men chasing them. They reached a place where Clint demanded the money. Jeff gave him the money, and Clint left. Jeff and Samantha survived. The next day, Jeff returned to his usual job as an online taxi driver, and they placed the statue of Shawnee back in the car.